This is a brief demonstration of the NVR-LT128 local interface. And I'm going to be showing you some of the difference that you will see in this particular NVR. Right now, it just powered on and it boots up. And as all of our NVRs, you will see the startup wizard. You can either click next step, and it's going to ask you to log in. You can configure some of the basic settings of the NVR. At this point, I'm just going to cancel it because this is going to be just a brief demonstration. When you power on the unit, you will see that it comes on a 4-window division. So you can change that by just simply clicking anywhere, and this bar will come up. And here you will have a different type of views that you can choose after the NVR boots up. So you cannot display 128 cameras on one screen. That's almost impossible because the squares will be like very small and you wouldn't be able to see anything pretty much. But you have different views in here. When you click on it, you can choose the groups that you wanted to see. For example, if I choose the 8 view window, I can do 1 through 8, and then the other group of 8 cameras, 9 through 16, and so on all the way to 128. Or I can do 25 view if I wanted to. So again, everything is broken into groups. So if I wanted to see just basically the 2 groups of 64 cameras, I can just click on it and I can choose, okay, my first 64 cameras, and these are the windows. And that's pretty much how it looked like. So if you wanted to see the other group of 64 cameras, you can just simply click anywhere, one single click on any of the squares, and that bar will come up again. And you can just click on it. And these are the other group of 64 cameras all the way through 128 right here. All right. So I'm going to click again anywhere to get that bar back. And these options are pretty much the same for all of our NVR. Actually, our DVRs also have this bar right here. It's called the navigation panel. This particular NVR, because it has the ability to have more cameras, it's going to have another view, so you can have you know, a different type of cameras that you can view at the same time. So let's move on. Let me change this to my group of, let's put it at 4. That's fine. You can see here it says SCR1, and if I scroll down, it says SCR2. You can have different divisions for the screen. So you can have on the screen number 2, you can have a division of 4, and then you can choose the groups that you wanted to. And you can have on the main screen, you can have up to 64. From here, we can jump on to the display settings. And then here you can set up how the ports are going to behave, the HDMI ports and the VGA. Also, you can enable tour for the screen number 1 and the screen number 2. You can pick, for the screen number 2, you have less views. So you have up to 4 views, and then you can pick the groups that you wanted to see on those 4 views. Unlike the screen number 1, you have more views, and you can also pick different groups if you want to. Let me go back. You can right click on it and you will have these options right here like you have seen before. A new option here in this particular NVR is this screen info. Right now there's no cameras, which I'm going to show you what it does, but it's actually very cool. I'm going to go to the main menu and I'm going to add some cameras. So you go to remote device. I'm going to search for the cameras. I'm going to use a filter right here, and I'm going to start adding those cameras by just clicking the checkbox right there. I'm going to add 21 cameras is fine. You can just add it at once and just click add, and the NVR is going to start populating those cameras, and they're going to start displaying on the screen. So I just click OK, and that's pretty much it. Now, I can change the view from here. I can put, 25, and I have my 25 cameras right there. Or, I can choose a different type of views by just simply clicking this navigation panel or the navigation bar and then choosing the views that I want. It's very simple. You can just double click again and you get the full screen of that camera. You can double click again and it goes back to the view that you had previously. Let's go to the option that I was showing you before, which you right click on it, and you, on any of the windows, you right click and you click stream info. So it basically tells you the compression that this camera is at right now on this particular view, the average frames, and the resolution. So what happened is when you have a multiple view like this, the NVR is smart and actually works for every NVR we sell. It will actually stream at a lower resolution. And the reason why is to maintain the bandwidth on your network, so it doesn't eat up a lot of bandwidth when you have a lot of cameras on it, especially the 128. So if I go and change the view, for example, to an 8 view or a 9 view, now I click again to the stream info, and you'll see that the resolution now changed. If I double click on it, now it will show me the real resolution as how that camera is recording. So that camera right now is at 1.3 megapixels, and you see how the NVR knows how to accommodate all of the streams and the bandwidth, basically how you, when you're previewing these cameras on the monitor. Again, that applies to every of our NVRs. They work exactly the same. But the other NVRs do not have this option right here that says stream info. But I can guarantee it, that's how it is. Another cool thing that this NVR have is if you go to advanced and you go to the Hdd Manage. So here is where you configure how your hard drives are going to be set. You know, if you have any groups of hard drives that you wanted to configure to some channels. It's very straightforward. This is pretty much the same features as a regular NVR, except that this supports up to 16 drives. And then you can assign what channels those drives are going to be and so on. I mean, it's very simple. But if you go to RAID management, before we go that, let's go back again to Hdd Manage. You see here it says SATA, so it's 1 through 16. And that is if you're not using any hard drive as part of a RAID array. So they will populate right here. I have 3 terabyte hard drives right now, and they will populate right here under SATA. Now, but if I wanted to add those instead of regular drives or a spare drive, or you know, I just wanted to add in part of a RAID array, what I do is I go back and I go to RAID management. And I click add. So you see they populate right here. First, for the RAID, you have, it depends. If you don't know about how RAID works, I'm just going to give you a brief explanation of what it is. RAID 0 is a stripe, so it will stripe the data among all of the drives. The maximum capacity will be the addition of all of the drives. And there is a good thing about that, there's a bad thing about that. The good thing is that it's faster. So the more drives you put, the faster the data will be written on the drive. Now the problem is if one of those drives fail, all of the data is gone. RAID 1 is just simply mirroring. It just basically mirrors one drive. So you will have the same amount of data on both drives. If you have 2 drives, you will have a copy of the first drive, and if the first drive failed, you will still have a copy, and then when you put a new drive to replace that drive that failed, the drive that has the copy will copy that information to the first drive or the drive that failed, and then so on. It continues like that. And RAID 5 is a minimum of 3 drives. You need a minimum of 3 drives, and it works a little bit different. One is a spare, and the other one is a sync drive. It works a little bit different. Although you will get some performance, you get reliability. It's not as fast as RAID 0, but if one of the drives fail, you can still have the ability to rebuild that drive that it failed with a new one. So in conclusion, you can pick here whatever RAID type you want. If I try to pick RAID 5, it's going to tell me you need at least 3 drives. So you cannot make a mistake, you know, if you don't know anything about RAID arrays or anything like that, this NVR pretty much will let you know. The rest of the NVR is pretty much the same. The record portion is the same. You can navigate throughout all of the next pages all the way through 128. The account management is pretty much the same. Auto maintenance, no difference, but only those few things that it makes this really a nice device. Also, there is a little thing I want to show you here. You'll see this. Basically, what you do is you click anywhere to get the navigation panel, and you can hover over any of the icons and you can see what they do and what you can access. You can go to event information, you can see any of the alarm status, just basically telling you here, okay, 3 of the NIC cards are disconnected, only 1 is connected. This 3 cameras are having motion, this does not have anything, that's pretty much how it is. So it's very simple to read and very, very simple to know what's going on in your NVR. In this option right here, device tree, you can see what devices are recording. Oops. You can see what devices are recording. You can tell right there, if you double click on it, it will open that unit right there. Or if you wanted to open this camera on this window, you can just simply double click on it and it will open up there. Very simple. If you go to device, you can see the status. Everything is right, everything is good. So this is pretty much how it is. It's very simple, easy to configure, up to 8 megapixel cameras, and pretty much the same interface as all of our NVRs, except that it has maybe some other options that the other NVRs do not have. But again, if you're familiarized with our NVRs or even our DVRs, this is going to be a breeze for you. I hope you liked this video. I just wanted to show you some of the features of this new NVR, and it's available right now on our site, and I hope you like it.